Hello there and welcome. Have you ever wondered how your favorite games or apps seem to make decisions in a flash? Well, it all boils down to a set of really powerful, simple symbols called operators. Today, we're going to open up this essential programming toolbox and show you exactly how to make your own Java code really come to life. But let's start with a big question. How does a computer actually, think? How does it manage to crunch numbers, compare different bits of information, and then make a choice based on that? The secret, it's not some kind of magic. It's all in these simple symbols, operators. And that's exactly what we're going to explore together today.
So what in the world is an operator? The easiest way to think about it is like a verb, an action word for your code. It's a special symbol that tells the computer to do something. It could be adding two numbers, checking if two things are the same. They're the little engines that make your program go.
To really get a handle on this, we're going to build up our operator toolbox piece by piece. We'll start with the real basics, calculation and assignment. Then we'll get into the fun stuff, the comparison and logic tools that let your code start to think for itself. We'll even peek at some specialized tools before we wrap everything up with a nice, clear recap. Sound good? Let's get started. First up are the absolute workhorses of your toolbox, the calculation and assignment operators. Honestly, these are the tools you're going to be reaching for all the time. They handle the real bread and butter of programming, doing math and storing information. So in this first category, we've really got two main players. First, we have the arithmetic operators. Just think of these as your built-in calculator for all things math. And then we have assignment operators, which are kind of like little storage boxes for your data, helping you keep everything organized. Now, most of these should look pretty familiar, right? Plus, minus, multiply, divide. We've seen these before. But let's talk about that last one, the percent sign. That's called the modulus operator. And what it does is pretty cool. Instead of the results of a division, it gives you just the remainder. So for example, 5 divided by 3 is 1 with a remainder of 2. So 5% 3 would just give you that 2. This is super handy for things like checking if a number is even or odd. Okay, now let's talk about storing our data. The most fundamental assignment tool is the single equal sign. It's literally like putting a value inside a box. When we say x equals 10, we're telling the computer, put the number 10 in a box and label it x. The other ones here, plus equals and minus equals, are really just convenient shortcuts. X plus equals 5 is just a shorter way of saying x equals x plus 5. It means take whatever is in x, add 5 to it, and store that new total back in x. All right, we figured out how to do math and how to store data. Now it's time to give our programs a brain. This next set of tools is all about comparison and logic. These are what allow our code to start making decisions and reacting to different situations. And again, we've got two main tool sets here. Relational operators are like a measuring tape. They compare two values and tell you if one is bigger, smaller, or if they're exactly the same. Then you have logical operators, which act like connectors, letting you chain together multiple questions to make more complex decisions. So here's the most important thing to remember about relational operators. They always give you a simple true or false answer. That's it. You ask a question like, is 5 greater than 3? The operator looks at it and gives you back the answer, true. You ask, is the value of x not equal to 10? If it isn't, you get true. Otherwise, you get false. Simple as that. Okay, pay close attention to this one, because it's a super common mix-up for new programmers. A single equal sign assigns a value. It's a command. It says, put the value 5 into the variable x. A double equal sign, on the other hand, is for comparison. It asks a question, is the value inside x equal to 5? Getting these two mixed up can cause some sneaky bugs, so it's a fantastic distinction to lock into your brain early on. Logical operators are all about combining those true/false answers. Think of the AND operator, and as being really strict. Both conditions have to be true for the whole thing to be true. For example, you are over 18 and you have a ticket. Both must be true to get in. The OR operator, OR, is a lot more relaxed. Only one of the conditions needs to be true. For example, you have a membership or you have a coupon. And finally, the NOT operator, NOT, is just a simple switch. It flips a true to a false and a false to a true. So we've covered the everyday essentials. But now let's take a quick look at some of the more specialized tools in our toolbox. You might not use these every single day, but for certain jobs, they are incredibly powerful and can save you a ton of time. We won't go super deep here, but let's just do a quick flyby. Unary operators like plus plus and minus minus are little shortcuts to add or subtract one from a number, which is something you do all the time in loops. Bitwise operators are pretty advanced. They let you work directly with the raw ones and zeros that make up numbers. The ternary operator is a really neat way to write a simple if this, then that statement all on one line. An instance of is a tool for checking what type of object you're working with. Wow, we have covered a lot of ground. So to make sure all of this really sticks, let's lay out our entire toolbox on the workbench one last time and do a quick review of all the amazing tools we've collected today. And there it is, your complete Java operator toolbox. You've got your arithmetic tools for doing math, your assignment tools for storing values, your relational and logical tools which give your code its decision-making brain, and finally, your specialized tools for those tricky, specific jobs. You are now officially equipped with the fundamental building blocks of Java programming. So as you can see, operators really are so much more than just symbols on a screen. They are the essential building blocks you will use day in and day out to build the logic of your programs. Without them, you just have an empty toolbox and no way to bring your incredible ideas to life. Your Java operator toolbox is now fully stocked. You have everything you need to start building amazing, smart, and powerful programs. So my only question for you is, what are you going to build first? Go out there, start coding, and see what you can create with your brand new set of tools. The possibilities are truly endless.